News: 10 consumer discretionary stocks with whale alerts in today's session. Overall sentiment: positive, score 4 out of 10. Short-term impact: positive sentiment due to several stocks showing bullish option activity. Long-term impact: more research is needed to determine the long-term market impact of these events. Ticker-specific analysis: ABNB, positive Amazon, neutral BABA, positive trade recommendation, hold TSLA, score 1 symbols. ABNB, Amazon, BABA, Burl, BIDE, CVNA, Lulu, NCLH, Anon, and TSLA. News: 10 healthcare stocks with whale alerts in today's session. Overall sentiment: neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact: potential short-term volatility due to large trades. Long-term impact: neutral. Long-term impact: no significant changes in market direction expected. Ticker-specific analysis: RR, negative CLOV, neutral DHR, negative trade recommendation, hold TGTX, score -1 symbols. RR, CLOV, DHR, Guild, LQDA, MRK, NTLA, NVO, RVMD, and TGTX. News: Morgan Stanley maintains equal weight on Penn Entertainment, lowers price target to $15. Overall sentiment: neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact: Penn stock price may experience short-term volatility due to the lowered price target. Long-term impact: the long-term market impact is unclear, but a negative sentiment towards Penn may persist if other analysts follow Morgan Stanley's lead. Ticker-specific analysis: Penn, negative trade recommendation, hold Penn, score -1 symbols. Penn. News: live on CNBC. Josh Brown announces sold Invitation Homes. Overall sentiment: positive, score 5 out of 10. Short-term impact: expected to have a positive impact on INV stock price in the short term. Long-term impact: long-term market impact is uncertain and dependent on various factors, including the new owner's strategy. Ticker-specific analysis: INV, positive trade recommendation. Buy INV, score 2 symbols. INV. News: Morgan Stanley maintains overweight on Viking Holdings, raises price target to $75. Overall sentiment: positive, score 5 out of 10. Short-term impact: potential short-term price increase due to the raised price target. Long-term impact: long-term market impact is neutral as the analyst maintains an overweight rating. Ticker-specific analysis: VIC, positive trade recommendation, hold VIK, score 1 symbols. VIC. News: live on CNBC. Josh Brown hosts segment titled Josh's Best Stock Spotlight. Seabury Group. Overall sentiment: neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact: mildly positive short-term market impact due to promotional content. Long-term impact. No significant long-term market impact expected from this article. Ticker-specific analysis. CBRE. Positive trade recommendation. By CBRE. Score 2 symbols. CBRE. News. Morgan Stanley maintains overweight on Marriott International, raises price target to $328. Overall sentiment. Positive. Score 8 out of 10. Short-term impact. Stock price may increase in the short term due to the price target raise. Long-term impact. Long-term growth potential for Marriott International remains strong based on this positive analyst forecast. Ticker-specific analysis. MAR. Positive trade recommendation. By MAR. Score 2 symbols. MAR. News. President Trump posts on Truth Social. I greatly respect the fact that all scheduled hangings, which were to take place yesterday, over 800 of them, have been cancelled by the leadership of Iran. Thank you. Overall sentiment. Positive. Score 5 out of 10. Short-term impact. Minimal immediate market impact expected. Long-term impact. Potential long-term implications for Iran-US relations and global energy markets remain uncertain. Ticker-specific analysis. SPY. Neutral USO. Positive trade recommendation. Hold USO. Score 1 symbols. SPY and USO. News. Riot Platforms pivots to AI. Lands massive data center deal with AMD. Overall sentiment. Positive. Score 8 out of 10. Short-term impact. Positive short-term market impact expected due to increased investor confidence and Riot stock price growth. Long-term impact. Potential for significant long-term market impact as Riot's data center deals and partnerships drive industry growth and adoption. Ticker-specific analysis. AMD. Positive Riot. Positive trade recommendation. By Riot. Score 3 symbols. AMD and Riot. News. U.S. Judge grants injunction in Dominion's Virginia offshore wind project lawsuit, allowing construction to resume. Overall sentiment. Positive. Score 3 out of 10. Short-term impact. Short-term stability in Dominion's operations due to court decision. Long-term impact. Long-term positive impact on Dominion stock price potentially driven by renewed investor interest. Ticker-specific analysis. D. Positive trade recommendation. By D. Score 2 symbols. D. News. Morgan Stanley maintains overweight on Hilton Worldwide Holdings, raises price target to $306. Overall sentiment. Positive. Score 5 out of 10. Short-term impact. The stock may see short-term gains due to the increased price target. Long-term impact. The long-term impact is uncertain, but the positive sentiment may contribute to long-term growth. Ticker-specific analysis. HLT. Positive trade recommendation. By HLT. Score 2 symbols. HLT. News. SoFi to see Trump accounts. Besant's 50-state challenge gains steam. Overall sentiment. Positive. Score 5 out of 10. Short-term impact. The news may positively impact related stocks in the short term due to increased visibility and interest. Long-term impact. Long-term market impact is uncertain without considering broader economic trends and industry performance. Ticker-specific analysis. BK. Neutral BLK. Neutral CHDR. Neutral trade recommendation. By Zeiss. Score 2 symbols. BK. BLK. CHDR. Dell. Machua. Sophie. Uber. V. And Zeiss. News. UBS maintains neutral on Manpower Group, lowers price target to $32. Overall sentiment. Neutral. Score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. No significant short-term market impact expected. Long-term impact. Long-term market impact uncertain due to lack of additional information. Ticker-specific analysis. MAN. Negative trade recommendation. Hold MAN. Score -1 symbols. MAN. News. Profuse stock spikes as Lumi system targets research market overall sentiment. Neutral. Score 1 out of 10. Short-term impact. The short-term bullish trend may continue due to the positive news and increasing demand for the Lumi system. Long-term impact. The long-term impact is uncertain, but the growing research market and potential for increased revenue may lead to a positive outcome. Ticker-specific analysis. PFSA. Positive trade recommendation. Hold PFSA, score 1 symbols. PFSA. News. UBS maintains buy on Kinross Gold, raises price target to $37.5 overall sentiment. Positive, score 7 out of 10. Short-term impact. Short-term market impact, minimal, as the news is positive but not unexpected. Long-term impact. Long-term market impact, potential for increased investor interest and higher stock prices. Ticker-specific analysis. KGC, positive trade recommendation. Hold KGC, score 0 symbols. KGC. News. Immunity Bio stock soars on cancer trial progress. FDA timeline overall sentiment. Positive, score 8 out of 10. Short-term impact. Short-term market impact. Moderate to high volatility due to strong price movement. Long-term impact. Long-term market impact. Potential for sustained growth based on promising trial results and FDA timeline. Ticker-specific analysis. IBEX, positive trade recommendation. By IBEX, score 2 symbols. IBEX. News. UBS maintains neutral on VF, raises price target to $19 overall sentiment. Neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. No significant short-term market impact expected. Long-term impact. Potential long-term upward trend with the price target increase. Ticker-specific analysis. VFC. Neutral trade recommendation. Hold VFC. Score 1 symbols. VFC. News. Trading halt. Halted at 12:55:00 p.m. AT trading halt. Halt news pending overall sentiment. Neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. Unclear market impact due to lack of specific news or events. Long-term impact. No long-term market impact expected. Ticker-specific analysis. GMAB. Neutral trade recommendation. Hold GMAB. Score 0 symbols. GMAB. News. GMAB/S shares halted. News pending overall sentiment. Neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. Uncertain. Pending news may cause volatility. Long-term impact. No impact expected. Ticker-specific analysis. GMAB. Neutral trade recommendation. Hold GMAB. Score 0 symbols. GMAB. News. UBS maintains neutral on JB Hunt Transport SERDS, raises price target to $196 overall sentiment. Neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. Neutral impact expected, as the news is a price target increase rather than earnings guidance or major event. Long-term impact. Moderate long-term potential, as the analysts' raise in price targets suggests continued growth expectations. Ticker-specific analysis. JBHT. Positive trade recommendation. Hold JBHD. Score 1 symbols. JBHD. News. Elon Musk's X goes down again. Overall sentiment, negative, score minus 7 out of 10. Short-term impact. Negative sentiment towards X and VZ may impact short-term market performance. Long-term impact. The controversy surrounding X's AI chatbot and technical outages could have a lasting negative impact on the company's reputation and stock value. Ticker-specific analysis. Goob. Negative Google. Negative Meta. Negative trade recommendation. Sell VZ, score minus 3 symbols. Goob, Google, Meta, RDDT, and VZ. News. Senator ditches Magnificent 7 stocks for sector ETFs. Here's what he bought. Overall sentiment, neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. Senator's trades may indicate sector rotation, but overall market impact is unclear. Long-term impact. Article suggests potential long-term strengths in consumer staples, utilities, and healthcare sectors. Ticker-specific analysis. Apple. Negative Google. Neutral MSFT. Negative trade recommendation. By Roman 45, score 2 symbols. Apple, Google, MSFT, XLP, XLU, and Roman 45. News. Streaming platform Signal subscription growth is becoming more price-sensitive. Overall sentiment, neutral, score 0 out of 10. Short-term impact. Streaming platforms may pause further price increases if companies report rising churn alongside higher prices during earnings season. Long-term impact. The industry may shift towards more targeted pricing strategies and a focus on retaining users rather than adding new subscribers. Ticker-specific analysis. DIS. Neutral NFLX. Neutral spot. Neutral trade recommendation. Hold spot. Score 0 symbols. DIS, NFLX, and spot. News. Streaming platform Signal subscription growth is becoming more price-sensitive. Overall sentiment, neutral, score minus 1 out of 10. Short-term impact. Expect significant short-term volatility as investors reassess streaming growth prospects. Long-term impact. Long-term market impact will depend on companies' ability to adapt to changing consumer behavior and price sensitivity. Ticker-specific analysis. DIS. Neutral NFLX. Neutral spot. Neutral trade recommendation.